Support. Support is the one thing that this organization never fails to provide for all of its members. This team next to me is a perfect example of that. Faith and I have a sibling relationship. I couldn't walk in ag leadership without picking on you or you throwing it right back at me. Thank you. Chloe, your passion for this organization was so strong right out of the gate. You involved yourself in everything you could and even kept on top of my work when times were stressful. Thank you for those midnight texts that I needed to fill out a report the next day. Thank you. Jose, you came to the drive-thru banquet last year after being elected, and I remember shaking your hand and saying, I am so excited to serve with you. Whether it was talking about Marvel or complimenting his amazing outfits of the day, I always loved being around you. Thank you. CJ, I've always made sure to not mess with you because you would have no problem kicking my butt. I only admit it once, okay? You are another one of those officers who came in this past year that I cannot wait to be on the team with because you were organized, kept me in check, and made sure I didn't look all crazy in my official dress. Thank you. Zoe, I feel like the first time I really got to know you was when we planned a last-minute officer bonding event at Baskin-Robbins, and none of the team showed up except for Zoe. So we ended up spending the next 30 minutes sharing a cup of ice cream, talking a little tea, and really getting to know each other. Thank you, Zoe, for the inspiration that you have left on me. Sally, I lost my spot. Thank you for always being realistic and inputting your thoughts to better this team. I served with Sally virtually, but it definitely wasn't the same. When we came in person, I saw a whole other side to her. I could always look to Sally for having a deep conversation that would leave me questioning everything. Sally, thank you for keeping me humble, sharing your faith, and also telling me what my dreams truly meant. Next, to my advisors, starting off with Miss Rushing. This is the class that I started in my 9th grade year in ag biology. Me and Ryan probably had a little too much fun in that class, but she put up with it anyways. I am so thankful for you, Miss Rushing. You have always been there for me, saw the potential in me, put me on that BIG team, and that was the best decision you have ever made or I have ever made. Thank you. Mr. Daly, I had to collect them all. I became a TA this year and was able to be in his class, and it is so amazing to see that teacher work. He is so kind and caring and loves every single one of his students. And going on into the future, whether I become a teacher or not, I know that those qualities are exactly what I will bring out into the world. Ms. Morances, man, that is something I definitely stressed out this year. Ms. Morances, I love you so much. It has been amazing to truly get to know you this past year. I feel like having your class, I've really got to get to know who you are. And you never failed when we saw a sign that said road work ahead to say, I sure hope it does. And Mr. Brody, the pig man himself. Mr. Brody is a weird relationship because sometimes I could say he's like my dad, but then I also say he makes a yo mama joke and then he's like my brother. We were joking around each other, but I know that he gave me advice that I'll keep for the rest of my life. Thank you, Mr. Brody. And to those last two teachers, Ms. Morantes and Mr. Brody, go Mustangs.
Woo!
All right, this is where I go a cappella. I wanted to thank my family and friends, starting off with Mrs. Joanne and Mr. Sumaya. Mr. and Mrs. Sumaya. Coach Sumaya. He was my coach in Little League. Going into this organization, I knew nothing about it. This was a family that had a legacy. I followed right in their footsteps. They led me into this organization, and I cannot thank you anymore for everything you guys have done for me. Next, this is already, it's getting crazy. Mama Judy! Oh my gosh, my mom, my second mom, wherever I went, she always made sure that I was fed, that I was happy, and I needed whatever I needed in that moment. Thank you so much for always being there for me, and and I will make sure to come over for tacos when I visit.
You better.
And so my mom, I wasn't even crying. You know, I like you. Mom, you have been there for me through everything, whether it was sports or FFA. I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and I was crying the whole time, and I was just crying about my mom, and I don't even have an excuse this time. Thank you for always being there for me, and there's no better mom than yours. Thank you. And I know Sophie is probably mad at me because she thinks I skipped her, but I didn't. Julian and Ryan, can you please join me on stage? Sophie, please come up here. Come quickly, people won't go up.
Oh my God.
To these three here, man, this is the crew. From day one on BIG, whether it was competing at San Luis Obispo, whether it was going to competitions, going to meetings, going to conferences together, we always had each other's back. Sophie, this was my competition. She would beat me in everything. She made me feel like I needed to strive for better. I am successful because of you. Ryan, my day one, brought me into this organization, and as soon as I went to state office, I called him and I said, I'm here because of you. And he shook it off and said, no, you did this. And I said, there's no way I would be here without you. Ryan, thank you. And then there was one. Julian is something else, guys. This is someone who always had a positive attitude and maybe a little sarcasm in his voice. But he always had fun. And whenever the moment was too big for me or I was too stressed out, that was the guy to go to. You kept me grounded, and I thank you for these past 4 years. Menifee Heritage and members over here, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support you guys have given me this past year. I've got to know some of you so well, and it has been amazing. I promise I will come back and visit. I'm so thankful for all of you. Menifee Heritage, thank you.